Hi YouTube, and this is JTrain997, and I'm back this time with my review of the DC Direct Batman Arkham City Jervis Tetch the Mad Hatter figure. Now, get a good look at him here in the packaging. Probably my most wanted out of this wave. We don't get a whole lot of Mad Hatter figures. We did get one in the, I think it was the Long Halloween line. At least I think it was, but it was very stylized, very cartoony, and this is much more of a, based off the in-game concept, which is a much more real-world imagining of Mad Hatter. Of course, he's got his hat. He's also the only figure in this line that still comes with a base. Surprising they cut the base out in this stage in the game. Of course, on the back here, you can see the other characters. There's no actual read-up about Mad Hatter. There's just a generic little read-up about the line in general. So that being said, let's open him up. And here we have the Mad Hatter out of packaging. And he is a superb looking figure, much like every figure from the Arkham City line. You can see all the stitch work on his coat, varying shades of color, just really nice detailing here. However, I do feel like they missed the opportunity to put, something on the card up there. There's nothing on it, just a complete blank piece of, paper up there. I might actually try to doodle something in myself. He's got a, ridiculously crazy face sculpt. Loving the silver clasp on his jacket. Just fantastic looking figure. Now, of course, let's get some quick size comparisons in here. One of the only things I have close at hand, a 3 3/4 inch figure. This is, of course, Mark V Iron Man from the Iron Man 2 line. You can see Mad Hatter is only a little bit bigger than 3 3/4 inch. So, not by much. You get into a bigger scale figure like my Predator 2 Elder Predator here, who, as you can see, had a bit of quality control, which is why you guys never saw a review of him. But the Predators, I believe, were a 7-inch scale, and you can just see, in comparison, Mad Hatter is not going to be a very worthy prey to them. And throwing him back off to the side here. So, but Mad Hatter is a small character, so, I'm glad to see they didn't kind of wimp out on anything. They didn't try to give him anything more than he needed. Although well, I take that back. They should have given him a lot more, but they didn't try to change him in any way. Of course, the hat, which is a very nice detail. Little job here. Once again, really missing some kind of detailing on the card. We've already been over the figure himself. Nothing on the base. Good he has it, though, because he will not stand without it. Now, the Mad Hatter's articulation is very, very bizarre. His head is the standard. Left and right, can do a full 360 up and down. His arms are on this kind of bizarre ball joint, forward and back, and they can do a full 360. And with the exception of the wrist, that is it for his arms. So you've got some very curious hand poses here. Well, I guess it's not necessarily the wrist, but actually where the arm separates from the jacket. So, yeah, just very crazy poses you can get with this guy, and I'm guessing they want you to put one hand by his head. This hand's out. It could have easily had a teacup included with this. More on that in a bit. He turns right here. Does a full 360 there. And with the exception of an ankle joint, that is it. So some very, very base articulation. Which is surprising, seeing as the other figures in Wave 2 have really upped their articulation. Mad Hatter could have easily used an elbow joint or something along those lines. And let's get his hat popped back on here. Give him a little pose here. Now, at the end of the day, I actually love this figure. It's exactly what I wanted for a long time, which is a modern-looking Mad Hatter to go with my collection. Now, that's not to say I think this figure could have been better, mainly because there's a total lack of accessories, yet you still get charged the $18 to $21 that the comic shops are running. Or, like I said, if you missed out on these because the ship date was screwed up, you could have paid a lot more for him. So, I mean, there's so many easy things this thing could have come with. He could have come with a teacup. Personally, what I thought would have been a brilliant idea, because they love to resell Batman from this line, either the actual mask he puts on Batman, the bunny mask, or an actual alternate head sculpt with Batman with a bunny mask on to make you buy another Batman. Something like that. So as he stands, I think they should have charged less for him in comparison to the others, but he's a beautiful sculpt. Any Batman fan is going to need a really good Mad Hatter in his collection, and this guy is it. So I highly recommend picking him up, and that being said, this is JTrain997, and I'll see you soon, YouTube.